If you're obsessed with action that hits hard, where every scene is packed with insane stunts, non-stop gunfire, and visuals that literally shake the screen, then this video is made for you. Because April 2026 is bringing some seriously explosive action movies, the kind that won't just entertain you, they'll completely blow your mind. So don't waste a second, get ready, because we're about to jump straight into the top 10 action-packed movies you absolutely can't afford to miss. What if the only way to save your family is to step back into a world you once escaped, where every fight ends in death? The story follows a man who left behind a violent past and now lives a quiet life as a fisherman. He's done with bloodshed, or so he thought. Everything falls apart when his brother gets trapped in a deadly underworld network. To save him, he's forced to return to the brutal fight circuit he once walked away from. But this isn't just any ring. This is where legends fall, and only killers survive. Standing against him is an undefeated champion, a man who doesn't just win fights, he ends lives. Now every punch, every move could be his last. Can he survive this deadly arena and pull his brother out alive? Or will his return to the underworld cost him everything? This dark mix of revenge, survival, and brutal combat will keep you hooked. If you're into underground fights, intense action, and high-stakes survival stories, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Beast, releasing in theaters on April 10th. What if saving the person you love means betraying your own side and becoming a killer? The story follows a highly skilled undercover agent whose life is turned upside down when her husband is suddenly kidnapped. To keep him alive, she's forced to follow the orders of an unknown blackmailer. Her mission: infiltrate the underworld and eliminate some of the city's most dangerous criminals. But as she goes deeper into this violent world, things stop making sense. This isn't just a kidnapping. She realizes she's been pulled into something much bigger. A dark, carefully planned operation where powerful forces are manipulating every move she makes. And in this deadly game, no one can be trusted. Can she uncover the truth and save her husband before it's too late? Or will she become trapped in a conspiracy designed to destroy her? This high-stakes mix of betrayal and survival will keep you hooked till the end. If you enjoy undercover missions, intense action, and twist-filled thrillers, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Infiltrate, and it's releasing on digital rental and VOD platforms on April 10th. What if your country's most elite sniper suddenly becomes its most wanted enemy? The story follows a top-level sniper who gets caught in a massive and dirty conspiracy during a classified mission. Betrayed by his own government, he's branded a terrorist overnight. Now he's on the run. Worse, his teammates have been captured by a ruthless enemy group. With no one to trust, he teams up with his legendary father to launch a high-risk rescue mission. What follows is a relentless fight for survival, filled with precision shots, brutal gunfights, and deadly ambushes at every turn. Can this father-son duo save their team and uncover the truth, or will they be erased before they get the chance? This non-stop action thriller will keep your heart racing till the very end. If you're into sniper missions, intense gunfights, and high-stakes survival action, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Sniper No Nation, available on Prime Video and Apple TV. What if a celebration turns into a battlefield, and the only thing waiting for you is death? The story follows a group of military friends who travel to a small Mexican town to attend a wedding. At first, it's all laughter, music, and celebration. But everything changes in an instant. They cross paths with one of the most ruthless drug cartels in the region. And when a sudden attack takes the life of one of their own, there's no turning back. Instead of running or waiting for help, they choose war. Now these soldiers take the fight straight to the cartel, a brutal mission fueled by revenge and the need to protect the innocent. What follows is an all-out battle filled with bullets, chaos, and survival. Can a handful of soldiers take down an entire cartel army? Or will this fight for revenge cost them everything? This explosive mix of action and survival will keep you on edge. If you're into cartel crime, military action, and high-stakes survival thrillers, this is one you shouldn't miss. The film is Brothers Under Fire, releasing in theaters on April 17th, and will later be available on Prime Video and Apple TV. What if the weapon that killed your loved one was built by your own hands? The story follows a mother who works in an ammunition factory, living a simple life until her son is killed in a war. But the real horror begins when she uncovers the truth behind his death. The weapon that took his life came from the very factory she works in. Shattered by grief and betrayal, she doesn't wait for justice. She becomes it. The same hands that once built weapons now pick them up to destroy everyone responsible. What follows is a relentless path of revenge, where every step pulls her deeper into a deadly war of her own. Can one grieving mother take down the powerful forces behind this deadly system, or will she become just another casualty in a game far bigger than her? This burning story of revenge will keep you locked in till the end. If you're into dark revenge stories, emotional intensity, and action-packed thrillers, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Ballistic, available on Apple TV and Prime Video. What if an entire city's fate was hanging on an unexploded bomb, and someone decided to use that chaos to pull off the biggest heist ever? The story is set in London, where a live World War II bomb is discovered during construction. Within moments, the entire city is thrown into panic. As authorities rush to evacuate evacuate civilians and prevent a disaster, fear spreads everywhere. But hidden within that chaos, a ruthless gang sees an opportunity. Using the city's panic as cover, they set a plan in motion to break into a high-security bank nearby. Every move is calculated, because one wrong step, and that bomb could turn the entire city into ashes. Now, while the clock is ticking, two battles are happening at once. One to stop a catastrophe, and one to commit the perfect crime. Will the authorities uncover this deadly plan before it's too late? Or will the heist trigger a disaster that wipes out everything? If you love high-stakes heists, ticking clock suspense, and intense action thrillers, this is one you can't miss. The film is Fuse, now playing in theaters and coming soon to Prime Video. What if you escape into the wilderness for peace, only to realize someone is already out there waiting for you to die? The story follows a fearless young woman who heads into the remote Australian wilderness, trying to leave her past behind. She's looking for solitude and a fresh start, but her peaceful journey quickly turns into a nightmare. Deep in the forest, she realizes she's not alone. She crosses paths with a mysterious stranger, who turns out to be a cold, calculated killer. Now, with no help and no way out, the jungle becomes a deadly arena. A brutal cat-and-mouse game begins, where every move matters, and one mistake could mean death. Can she outsmart and survive a ruthless predator on his own hunting ground, or will the wilderness become her final resting place? This dark survival thriller will keep you holding your breath till the end. If you enjoy intense survival stories, psychological tension, and edge-of-your-seat suspense, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Apex, and it's available to stream on Netflix starting April 20th. What happens when soldiers in a war zone find themselves hunted by creatures that should have gone extinct millions of years ago? The story is set in 1968, where a military team is sent deep into a dense and terrifying jungle to search for their missing comrades. But the deeper they go, the more they realize something is wrong. They're not being hunted by enemy soldiers. Something far more dangerous is watching them. Hidden within the jungle are massive, deadly dinosaurs, brought back to life through a secret and illegal experiment. Now, the mission is no longer about rescue. It's about survival. Trapped in a deadly environment, the soldiers must fight against relentless predators that won't stop until every last one of them is gone. Can they survive this nightmare and escape the jungle alive? Or will this forbidden experiment turn them into prey? If you enjoy intense survival stories, deadly creatures, and action-packed horror thrillers, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Primitive War, and it's available to watch on Lionsgate Play and Airtel Extra. What if a childhood nightmare wasn't just a story, but something real, hiding right under your bed? The story follows a young girl who believes a terrifying monster living beneath her bed has already devoured her entire family. Driven by fear and the need for revenge, she turns to her neighbor for help, someone she thinks is a monster hunter. But in reality, he's a dangerous hitman. At first, he believes her family was murdered by a human killer, but as they begin searching for the truth, they uncover something far more disturbing. The monster isn't imaginary. It's real, and it's far more horrifying than anything they could have imagined. Can a ruthless hitman and a terrified child take down something beyond human? Or will they become the next victims of this unseen creature? This dark fantasy horror will stay with you long after it ends. If you enjoy monster horror, survival stories, and deeply unsettling suspense, this is one you definitely shouldn't miss. The film is Dust Bunny, and it's available to rent on Prime Video, Apple TV, and YouTube. What if the city you run to for peace turns out to be the most dangerous place you could ever be? The story follows a police officer who leaves behind his troubled past and takes a new assignment in a small, quiet town called Normal. He expects a simple, uneventful life, but everything changes when he starts investigating a robbery. What seems like a routine case slowly uncovers a terrifying truth. This peaceful town is hiding a dark criminal underworld. The people who appear normal are anything but, and as he gets closer to exposing the truth, the entire city turns against him. Even his own fellow officers become his enemies. Now he's completely alone, in a place where everyone wants him dead. Can one man survive against an entire city built on lies and crime? Or will he become just another victim of this deadly conspiracy? This dark mix of betrayal and survival will keep your heart racing. If you enjoy hidden secrets, one-man army action, and intense survival thrillers, this is a movie you shouldn't miss. The film is Normal, and it's releasing in theaters on April 7th.